Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Kate Hastings, Associate Professor of Communications and Faculty Marshal. It is a pleasure and a privilege to welcome new and returning students, families, friends, faculty, and staff to this opening convocation of Susquehanna University's 164th academic year. On behalf of the faculty of Susquehanna, I declare the 164th academic year officially open. Rabbi Nina Mandel, Interim Director of Jewish Life, will offer the invocation.
You can sit down. I'll make you stand again, but for now, just. Blessed community, bruchim haba'im, welcome to all who come here today. All of you who are firm in your faith and beliefs, you spiritual seekers open to finding new connections. Those of you who are strengthened by your conviction that everything can be answered without looking to a divine source. Everyone, welcome. I'd like to invite you all to just stop. Stop thinking about what you have to do after this. Stop worrying about your new roommate or whether you'll get stuck in traffic on the way home or if we'll be done in time to do a few more things before tomorrow. I will only be talking for a few minutes, so you can even stop wondering how long this is going to take. And you can also stop wondering for the moment if you made the right decision by being here today. On this day of new beginnings, anticipation, trepidation, it's important to stop, to take a breath, and to simply be present to the amazing journey that has brought you to this moment. And then fill yourself with gratitude. In the Jewish tradition, there's a prayer that we say in moments like these that help us be aware of that gratitude. In the midst of all other emotions you may be feeling, we have a formula to be grateful for three things that the holy source of life, known by many names, but called by us Adonai, has enabled us to do. Susquehanna has kept us alive. In this past year especially, we realize that life can be a fragile proposition for even the strongest people. We all have survived a pandemic to be here. You may have had the disease and survived it. You may have avoided it by giving up many of the things you wanted to do. You may have even lost loved ones to it. But you are here, blessed be. Ki Amanu has established us. What is the foundation of the person you are today? What brought you to this moment? We are established by our history, our ancestors, our opportunities, and our challenges. All of these things make up the launching pads from which we start out on every journey. Let us be aware of the foundation on which we shape our lives and those on whose shoulders we stand, and be grateful. Blessed be. Higianu has given us merit. Our lives and our achievements are not accidents. They are the manifestation of the strength and wisdom we have been able to rally to sustain us and give us the strength we need to move forward, lazman hazeh, to this moment in time. You did this, but you did not do it alone, and you are not alone as you go forward. It is with gratitude that we stand or sit here knowing that we have the support of everyone around us, and we can draw on the strength of the universe outside of our understanding to keep us whole until we come together again. Blessed be. And now I ask you to rise one more time. I'd like to offer this full prayer now, first in the Hebrew and then in the English. If you know the words already, please join with me. If you don't know but want to affirm the words when we get to the point when we say Amen, you can say that. And if you want to just be with the gratitude in your heart, just use this time for silent reflection. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Amen. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of all blessing, who has kept us alive, established us, and given us merit to bring us to this awesome day together. Amen. And please remain standing for the Alma Mater sung by Allison Steinart of the class of 2021.
Subject matter of the same is found in to her by night and by noon. We'll raise the orange and maroon. Loyal to her by night and by noon. We'll raise the orange and maroon.
Please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Dave Ramsaran, Provost, Dean of the Faculty, and Professor of Sociology. It is my privilege to oversee the university's academic programs. I'm pleased to introduce the Vice President for Student Life and Dean of Students and the academic deans. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Dr. Francie McGee is Vice President for Student Life and Dean of Students. She leads the Division of Student Life and oversees the myriad ways we engage students outside the classroom. Dr. Matt Rousseau is Dean of the Sigmund Myers School of Business and Professor of Economics. Dr. Catherine Straub, Professor of Earth and Environmental Science, serves as Interim Dean of the School of Natural and Social Sciences. Dr. Betsy Verhoeven, Associate Professor of English and Creative Writing, is the Interim Dean of the School of Arts and the School of Humanities. These are just a few of the countless individuals who are here to support you, both in and out of the classroom. Our collective goal is to help you make your Susquehanna experience rewarding and engaging. Please add my congratulations to the dean. I would now like to introduce Mr. DJ Medafee, Vice President for Enrollment, already known to most of you. He will present the class of 2025 and other students.
Greetings and good afternoon, everyone. I'm DJ Menifee, Vice President for Enrollment, and use he, him, his pronouns. And I have the honor and privilege to present Susquehanna University's new students, traditionally recognized as the incoming class of 2025. This fall, we are expecting 580 new students, 564 first-year students, and 16 transfer students. We're excited to welcome students from 21 states, 59% of which come from our home state of Pennsylvania, and the other 5 states that top out our top 6 are Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Virginia, and Connecticut. And then we also represent 1 country in Canada. 20% of you come from ethnically diverse backgrounds. 29% are recognized as first generation. 10% will be representing of our honors class. 25 have had a parent or grandparent graduate from Susquehanna, with 18 being a sibling having attended or currently attending the university. Now, for some other distinct commonalities. First, there are 16 Emilys. There are 7 Williams. I met one earlier, I can see him right now. And last but not least, 9 of you share a birthday on December 4th. Please celebrate responsibly. Now, from an academic lens, you have interest in pursuing over 50 academic programs, some of which have top areas including accounting, biology, biomedical sciences, computer science, creative writing, early childhood education, finance, management, psychology, and your favorite, undecided. Now, how would I describe our new students? One word comes to mind: overcomers. Many have navigated either a hybrid learning experience, which means some in person with social distancing, while others have spent the full academic year in the previous cycle studying remotely. What used to be the norm, engaging freely in crowded spaces, spending time with loved ones, and exploring the world, were on pause. You also may have lost loved ones, in addition to facing a myriad of other challenges spawned by the pandemic and economic challenges. But regardless of what you were up against, the overcomer found other ways to live, to thrive, and to soar. In this class, you founded your own companies, you went through training to earn your pilot license, you built your own 3D printers, you hiked the Andes Mountains and the Appalachian Trails, you raised $175,000 for the American Heart Association, you attempted to dance with a jellyfish. I'm gonna let that one sit there for a second because I had to get that visually. And you continue to be a competitive figure skater and won a gold medal in a national Kung Fu competition. I wonder whose roommate that is. Regardless of the challenges that come your way, you have proved time and again your ability to overcome adversity. A thank you is in order for those that contributed to your college search journey. Your parents or guardians, your school counselors, community-based organizations, your admissions counselor, student financial services, maybe coaches, alumni, or faculty, your early advisor, your old team leader, and maybe your peer mentor. Note that none of us have reached any pinnacle of success without the support of others, and many of those amazing people will continue to support you in this next phase of your life. Students, take a moment to celebrate your transition to Susquehanna. Celebrate your academic successes. Celebrate the challenges you've overcome, and celebrate the challenges that you've accepted as a member of the Riverhawk community going forward. Think about your commitment to growing academically, socially, and overall as a human being. Think about the commitment to support your peers as they develop in the same way. Now you may ask, what might that commitment look like? Some may need to adjust back to learning in an in-person environment with their peers. Some may need simply just to adjust back to what it is known as socializing. And if you spend a lot of time in Zoom or other platforms with your screens on, you may have had to think about how the portion not in view, AKA bottom portion, coordinates with the screen version. No worries, we'll all get there together, literally. Overcome, achieve, lead, and serve. That's what you do, and that's who you are, among many other things. Welcome to Susquehanna University.
Greetings, fellow students, families, faculty, and staff. Alma Minglava. My name is Kain Kanzol, but most people know me by my nickname Ivan. I serve as the president of the Student Government Association, which is why I have the honor to be a part of this opening convocation, one of our many long-standing and prestigious traditions. First and foremost, it is my great pleasure to welcome every single one of you from the class of 2025 to Susquehanna University, an institution you will all call home for the next 4 years and hopefully for the rest of your lives. Now, I want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I'm a senior here at Susquehanna, and I double major in political science and business economics. I am also an international student born and raised in the Southeast Asian country of Myanmar. My first time ever in the United States was when I flew in to start my first year here at Susquehanna back in 2018. For those of you who may not know, Myanmar is a little over 8,000 miles away from the East Coast, and it took me 3 connecting flights and about 22 hours of flying to get here, a land I've never been to before. My family still lives on the other side of the world. They're watching us on YouTube. So it was just me and 3 suitcases when I first got here. And even though I spoke the local language, everything else was going to be a completely new experience for me. I was alone and nervous, but I was also excited about kicking off my college years. I told you this story to highlight the theme for this upcoming academic year, adaptability. This topic, I'm sure, hits close to home for a lot of us, considering that we spent past year and a half dealing with everything from global pandemics to natural disasters and political strife. I have written the phrase "in these trying times" in my emails so much that my computer now auto-completes it when I typed out the first 2 words. Here's to hoping that times become precedented again soon. In all seriousness, though, it truly has been a hard time for everybody, regardless of where you're from, what you do for a living, or what you look like. For some of us, navigating this new normal was one of the most challenging hurdles that we've ever faced in our lives. For others, the struggle's far from over. During this period of extraordinary change, we've had to deal with adjusting and working and studying from home, struggling to make financial ends meet, and honestly, sometimes just getting through the day. But such is life, right? The world's always shifting and evolving, and if you snooze, well, you lose. Isn't that what they tell us all the time? To that, I'd say I disagree. Sometimes in life, you do have to snooze. In fact, one of the biggest silver linings for me that came out of the pandemic was that I could sleep in a little bit extra since I didn't need to prepare and run to in-person classes. So what I'm trying to say here is, as much as we all wish we could control every single aspect of our lives to make it perfect, we can't. When I landed in the US 3 years ago, I would have never imagined a global pandemic was in store for me. But I improvised, adapted, and overcame. And you can too. The beauty of adaptability is that you're probably better at it than you think you are. It is one of the most important skills you could have as both a student and a person. Whether you're transitioning into college from high school, moving houses, or finding a new job, we've been changing and adapting our entire lives. The same will apply to your college experience here at Susquehanna. I bet for a lot of you, graduating from high school still feels like yesterday, and all of this probably feels unreal and very overwhelming. I don't blame you. I only know that because I still vividly remember being in your shoes, sitting in one of the many rows of bright-eyed first-year students, thinking to myself, wow, I hope these speeches aren't too long and too boring. Hey, at least I'm not the one giving them, right? But here I am. I'm not going to stand here and make guarantees or fire off cliches saying the next 4 years will be the best years of your life. Because as cool as I look in this robe, I still can't see the future. But I will say one thing, and hopefully it's something you guys remember while you navigate your way through Susquehanna. There isn't a right way to do college. There is no one singular measure of what makes your college experience the best, because everyone will have a different one. Just because your experience is different from someone else's doesn't make it any less valuable. College is what you make it. For some, that may look like taking on leadership roles or joining a club. For others, it may be being out in the field with their teammates or making academic achievements in the classroom. And sometimes, when especially dealing with unexpected hurdles like the pandemic, things will change, and they won't always go according to plan, but that's okay. As long as you're taking care of yourself, physically and mentally, and making the most of what matters to you, you're winning. I am so proud of each and every one of you for making it to this new chapter of your lives, and I cannot wait to have an amazing year with you all. Welcome home, Riverhawks.
Good afternoon. My name is Alyssa Packer, and I am an Associate Professor of Biology and Speaker of the faculty. It is on behalf of the faculty that I am pleased to welcome you today. As a biologist, this year's theme, adaptability, is somewhat of an annual theme for me because each fall I teach an introductory class where we spend significant time considering adaptation through an evolutionary lens. However, in everyday language, we use the term adaptability more broadly to refer to the quality of being able to change in order to deal successfully with new situations. And it would be a gross understatement to say that we as individuals, as communities, and as a society have shown remarkable adaptability since the onset of the pandemic in early 2020. We haven't welcomed all these changes, but we have embraced them, or at least endured them, as we faced each new challenge presented. Clearly, your adaptability over the past 18 months has led you to be sitting here today, ready to start your first year at SU. Adaptability is similar in some ways to the act of improvisation in the arts. In a book titled Composing a Life, linguist and anthropologist Mary Catherine Bateson compares the process of composing a life to an artistic endeavor such as sculpting clay on a pottery wheel. Bateson notes that while we know the materials available at the start, and we may imagine the final product we are setting out to create, at the end, the act of creating itself requires the artist to be adaptable and to respond to the unexpected. In the end, the adaptability that we demonstrate often leads to the creation of something more beautiful than we ever could have imagined, for either art or our lives. However, as Bateson writes in her book, quote, "The model of an ordinary successful life that is upheld for young people is one of early decision and commitment, often educational preparation that launches a single rising trajectory," end quote. While this model works well for some, it tends to discourage improvisation and adaptability and often causes us to feel like we are failing when we veer off course from this single imagined trajectory. Many of you may be arriving at Susquehanna knowing your major and having clear career goals. Others may be entering without a declared major and with less certainty about what you may do after graduation. Either way, your time here will expose you to areas of study and ways of thinking that you have never encountered before. This is the goal of the central curriculum, which lies at the heart of our liberal arts education. These odd, required courses that aren't obviously relevant to our career trajectories will be the very tools that you will need to be adaptable. And often these courses will be essential in helping you discover your interests. I know that was the case for me. I entered a college very much like Susquehanna, expecting to major in English, but enrolling in a required lab course, which I dreaded taking, by the way, and obviously this changed my career trajectory greatly. So on behalf of the faculty, I encourage you to use your time here to embrace intellectual curiosity and to try new things. Do not let a preconceived plan for what you think your life should look like interfere with what your life has the potential to become. Consider deviations from the roadmap you may be entering with as acts of improvisation and adaptation rather than getting lost. We, your faculty, are so excited to get to know you and work with you as you begin this new phase of composing your life, a life we hope will fulfill the Susquehanna mission of leadership, achievement, and service. Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Signe Gates, Chair of our Board of Trustees and a member of the class of 1971. She is the retired Senior Vice President, General Counsel, and Corporate Secretary of the Barnes Group Incorporated. It is a great honor to have her with us today, and she will be sharing greetings from the board and alumni.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to extend to all of you a very warm Susquehanna welcome. We're so happy you're here. Susquehanna University will become a sort of home away from home for you. Susquehanna is a place of traditions which will give you that feeling of home. Even after graduating, the traditions here are remembered and cherished. Alumni come back year after year to reconnect with them and the Susquehanna family. Like me, most trustees are Susquehanna alumni. No matter where our life journeys have taken us, we've continued to come back to this place and the many people who give it its heart. We want the same for you. Susquehanna will prepare you for a life of achievement, leadership, and service that will enable you to take your place in human history. You are destined to be players, not bystanders, to have an impact. Today, you become part of a proud legacy, joining those who came before you and those who will come after you. Today, you become a member of the Susquehanna community, a community that will support and guide you from this day forward. At Susquehanna, you will find challenges and opportunities, make friends, and I hope have fun. Along the way, you can count on us to be cheering you on and sharing in lifelong Susquehanna traditions with you. Together, we are part of a very long orange and maroon line. Best wishes to you as you begin your journey at Susquehanna.
Good afternoon. My name is Jonathan Green. I use he, him, his pronouns, and it is my truly profound pleasure and honor to be president of this great university. Welcome to the class of 2025, to our transfer students, and to members of the class of 2024 who are moving to campus for the first time. And welcome to your families and friends, and welcome to the Zaw family all the way in Myanmar. We are far-reaching today. Let us begin by acknowledging the Susquehannock tribe whose name we bear. It means those who live in a place where water is heard grating on the shore, commonly known as the river people because they lived in unanimity and balance with the river and land. This campus rests on their unsurrendered territory, and we strive to honor their memory by being mindful stewards of this beautiful place. You have just made one of the best decisions of your life. The faculty and staff of this institution are truly extraordinary, and their commitment to your development and success inspires me every day. They have spent the past year rethinking every aspect of how we live, work, and learn together to be the best it can be. Our entire world is on the precipice of a reset, and we have taken that opportunity to imagine our ideal state, and we are putting ourselves back together closer to that platonic ideal than we have ever been before. That also means that much of what we are doing is new to us as well. We all will need to give each other grace as we regain our land legs after a year and a half at sea in very choppy waters. Convocation means to be called together. Vocare, the word from which we get voice. We are called together to signal your entry into the life of this university and to celebrate the beginning of your matriculation. It is an opportunity to declare a new beginning for all of us, to be drawn together as one voice to affirm what we are called to do. It is critically important to recognize that we all join in the responsibility of maintaining a safe and mindful environment throughout the coming year. Last year, we proved our ability to take care of each other. That is part of being a Susquehannan. In the past few years, we have seen our communities torn apart by disparate understandings of what constitutes justice. We have seen our nation torn apart by political rancor and strife, and we have seen our world torn apart by a pandemic and growing threats from climate change. Each of these challenges has been dramatically exacerbated by disputes about what is true. What is information? What is disinformation? Who is informed and honest, and who is advancing a countervailant agenda for personal gain, or worse, just to undermine an adversary for trying to do the right thing? What is science? What is pseudoscience? And how do we know? When confronted with opposing positions, we are often asked to choose between personal gain and the common good, to choose between exclusion and inclusion, to choose between short-term rewards in the present or long-term rewards in the future. How can we build the discipline to play the long game, to commit to generosity, and to care for all of us instead of some of us? It can be really hard, but that is why we are here. We are here because deeply engaging in the life of the mind and opening ourselves up to the holistic worldview that is the core of a liberal arts education prepare us to make good and often difficult decisions. Each of us hopes to seek the truth, and we find our calling, our vocation, in advancing what we believe to be in our own and hopefully our collective best interest. This is what it means to have a life well lived. This is why you are here. This is why we are all here. The faculty and staff at Susquehanna are here because they share a commitment not to tell you what to think, but they will prepare you to discern what is true, what is good, and what is just. They will prepare you to figure out what matters and why, and more importantly, they will help you to develop the skills to be advocates for the causes that become your passions. As a living learning community, we must always strive to be better. We must commit to being a community where all members feel welcome, respected, loved, and able to flourish. We must be an example for our neighbors. This is what it means to achieve, lead, and serve. This is what it means to be Susquehannans. This is what we are called to do. At the laying of the cornerstone of Selinsgrove Hall in 1858, which was the founding of this great university, Joseph Casey stated, "Education in its legitimate sense includes not only the cultivation of the mental powers, but the proper training and development of the moral sentiments and faculties. And its true object is to make us not only wiser, but better." Today, I invite you to your graduation in May of 2025, and for a few of you, sooner than that. Each year, I give this charge to the graduates. But in this moment, as I officially welcome you to your new home, I challenge you to reflect on what you will do during your matriculation to prepare you to meet this charge to your fullest. Achieve all you can for good. Serve with honor and humility. That's not right. Achieve all you can for good. Lead with honor and humility, and serve with love and pride. But always strive to be not only wiser, but better. Welcome home.
Following the benediction, students will remain in their seats until the faculty, parents, and guests have left the field house. I will then give instructions to the students for the group photograph, celebrating their status as members of the 164th incoming class. We invite parents and guests to attend the President's reception immediately following this event outside of the Degetsy Campus Center, and to meet President Green and his wife, Lynn Buck, and members of the university faculty and staff, where their students will join you in a few minutes following their group photo. Thank you. Rabbi Mendel will now offer the benediction.
Those who are able, please rise. In closing, I offer this prayer adapted from Rabbi Rami Shapiro. You are loved by an unending love. You are embraced by arms that find you even when you are hidden from yourselves. You are touched by fingers that soothe even when you are too proud for soothing. You are counseled by voices that guide even when you are too embittered to hear. We are loved by an unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved by an unending love, embraced, touched, soothed, and counseled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We are loved by an unending love. Blessed be.